Hey guys, this video is going to be the reasons why I like metal, and I was watching a video by Cover Killer Nation, and he did 5 reasons some people love heavy metal, and it's a great video. Everything is well versed, well spoken. He just has his points perfectly. It's such a good video. This video might be a little bit all over the place because I'm not too great at filling out my points, but these are just the reasons why I enjoy metal. To start with, music's really important to me, as is art. Art is like my #1 passion in life, but music would be my second. Um, I grew up listening to the Beatles because that was my dad's favorite band, and a lot of like classic rock and stuff, and Bob Marley as well. So that's kind of like my music from my childhood. And around age 12, 13, I listened to the radio a lot growing up because I was homeschooled for like 6 years, so I only listened to the radio, and we listened to like the CBC radio stations. So we listened to a lot of blues and jazz. So jazz became kind of like my love music at the time. And then I heard my first metal song at 13, and it's because I listened to this college radio station, and they had like a Metal Mondays or something, and I didn't really like it at first, but it kind of drew me in this weird way, but I didn't like it at first. I was 13. I was still into like pop music, right? But I started listening to a radio station called Punk World Order, and it was on another college radio station. Actually, it was on a university radio station. And that's what got me into punk. That's kind of like what I listened to a lot when I was a teenager. And I don't mean like Blink-182 and stuff. Like, I listened to those modern punk bands, but I listened to like a lot of the underground stuff, like Screeching Weasel and Bouncing Souls, like bands like that. And I got into ska a little bit. But I got more into metal when I was 17, 16, 17 actually. And I listened to a lot of the early 2000s, 90s kind of metal rock, alternative rock. I was really into that. A couple bands that really influenced me are still my favorite bands. Smile Empty Soul, Offspring, Korn. Those are just the basic modern, kind of mainstreamy metal bands, I guess. And I was really getting into that. And then around 19, I started listening to metal, and started getting more and more into it. And just over time, I guess, I've just kind of developed an enjoyment for it. And I started going to shows maybe 2, 3 years ago, and I just fell in love with the atmosphere of it. You just go and you watch the show, and you didn't have to talk to anyone, and you just bang your head around, and it's just this nice kind of feeling. And I still love going to shows. And I'm someone who is like very introverted. I'm painfully shy. I sometimes have anxiety attacks from being around people, and I don't know how to express myself. And I find going to metal shows is kind of a release for me. It's a way to kind of just relax and get my aggressions out, and also just kind of bond with people, because metal has this nice community, and it's almost like I'll be on the bus and I'll be listening to metal, and someone will be like, "Hey, I know that band. I saw them like 2 years ago," and they'll like talk about metal, and it's kind of nice. And people are usually all there for like the one thing, which is the show, the band. They'll talk about the albums. And I mean, just look at YouTube, like the craziness that people talk about their favorite albums. People talk about metal. Just there's so much on there. I mean, there's other stuff for other genres, but metal has such a crazy, huge community. And I think 2 years ago I started going to music festivals, and oh my god, like, it's crazy that thousands and thousands of people are here for like these bands. And I mean, I've watched like live performances of like European metal shows, and it's crazy the amount of people that are into metal, and it's just kind of nice, this whole huge community of metalheads, I guess. Um, I wrote down notes for this, so but like I said, it helps me out with stress because I deal with stress a lot, and I deal with anxiety attacks, and sometimes when I'm just really overwhelmed, I'll just put on my metal music and draw and paint, because that's what I love to do. I combine my art and my music together, and it's just such a nice world for me to get lost into. Metal, the sound itself is almost healing in a way because, well, there's different types of metal, but I'm really into melodic lately. I enjoy technical death metal. I enjoy the new metal. I enjoy almost every little bit. Over this year, I've gotten more into folk metal and like a lot of the metal from European countries, um, and like the different, like, it's, they sing it in different language, but it's still really enjoyable. Um, so I find it really, like, the melodic stuff really touches me in a way. And like I said, I'm a fan of punk. I love punk, but I find that punk is more, it's more speech. It's more like saying a statement. Sometimes punk is just like songs about people drinking with their friends and the good times and stuff. Sometimes punk is trying to make a statement about society, and I really enjoy that. But metal, sometimes it doesn't even depend on the lyrics, but it just, the sound itself touches you. But a lot of metal bands have really interesting statements. Like, it's not, a lot of people who aren't really big metalheads think it's all about gore and death, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just expressing views on society, or even mythology. Like, it's, some bands are amazing, like Nile, they talk about Egyptian mythology, and I'm gonna go see them in April. I'm really excited. And you like learn stuff in these songs, and it's just, it's really fun and cool. And what was the song I was listening to before I made this video? Heaven Shall Burn. It's a song called Godiva, and it's based on this woman who, a couple centuries ago or something, she like made this statement, and kind of, it's just like a cool song about history. And I like that metal has these like lyrics in them, and sometimes metal can be just fun, it can be just talking about gore and death, and that's fun too. But yeah, that's those are some reasons why I really enjoy metal, and this video is a little bit long, I'm sorry about that. And I did a video almost a year ago about girls in metal, and some people think that's really cool, and some people are kind of like, well, go listen to your fucking like pop indie rap music. I'm like, okay, I barely listen to that stuff, but I love metal, and it's kind of nice to be in the community because you're usually welcomed. Like, I think in that video I mentioned how when a girl is in a mosh pit, which I go moshing when I go to shows. Sometimes I just hang out at the bar, but when I go moshing, I find that there's this like, oh, there's a girl in here, we have to be careful, go easy on her. And I don't really care. I just want to be, when I'm at a show, I just like to be seen as a person. This past summer, I did something really fun. I went to see Lamb of God, and I did the Wall of Death. And oh my god, I don't even know how I did that, but I did, and it was fun. And I just know that the males that were in that pit were just kind of like, they saw me and they acknowledged me, and they didn't really, they just treated me like I was a mosher, like I was just a person in the pit, and that was a lot of fun. And you know, it's like, oh, don't go easy on her. She's just like one of the others, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want to go check that video out, I'll post it below. And yeah, so those are just kind of some reasons why I love metal. And it's one of my favorite genres. Of course, I have other genres I'll listen to. I'm not just all about metal. I love blues, jazz, classical, R&B, reggae. I like EDM music as well. I really just try to keep an open mind, but metal is definitely a big part of my life and a big part of my music interest. And I really advise you guys to go watch the video that I mentioned before. I'll post those 2 videos in link below. And that's all. Bye.